how did the scrimmage go last night? And now that have had two scrimmages, generally, how are you feeling? Understand that things could always be improved on, but how are you feeling about how the defense is coming together?
Same. There's some guys who showed out, guys who are building the coach's trust and the confidence of their teammates, and there's some guys who need to, quite frankly, step their ass up. It's unacceptable. Okay, like we all need to make sure that we're all on the same page and we understand what's asked of us and what the expectations are, and either guys do it or they don't, and it's not right if you don't. So, we had some guys go out there and play hard and play physical and play fast and do the things that they were asked to do, and it's fun to watch those guys continue to grow and make plays. And then there's some guys who you're expecting much more from that are not doing that. They're not doing what they're asked to do. They're not doing what they're being taught to do, and therefore they won't play.
Is it consistently the right guys now the last week doing the right things consistently, or is it mixed match with some doing it well, some not? I guess is it the same offenders who aren't doing it well?
No, I mean, it's, again, you don't trip out on guys. I mean, football, guys are going to not make plays here and there. I mean, the ball is going to beat you. I never get upset when the ball beats you. But if you're not doing what you're being trained to do and you're not playing your butt off, then that is unacceptable. That is not right. And there's flashes of that from, it's just too much of that. So we got to limit that and move forward.
You do have a lot of guys that have either played a lot of college football, or at least been in college football for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Are you seeing, do they recognize it? Are they hearing what you're saying? I know you want to see results, not acknowledgement, but
yeah.
Well, what's that?
Yeah, I mean, again, the guys that their process is correct, and the guys who understand the opportunity is to play at Florida State and to be in this program with Coach Norvell and the people who are in the building, like those guys. You come here early and you leave late for those guys. Who truly understand what it means, what this place means to a lot of people. And I think the guys who have played a lot of college football and the guys who have their process correct, those guys are playing right now. You can see them getting better. You can see them making more plays out there. You can see them out there, and those are the guys we're going to depend on. It's really like you're trying to bring everybody up. You're trying to bring, we got, 50-something guys on defense. You're trying to make all 50 of them get on the bus. You know what I mean? Because you never know. Long season, the way we want to play hard. We want to rotate guys in there. You want everybody on the bus. And when people don't do what you're supposed to do, then, obviously that it's a sad deal, but that's a reality right now. Coach had a great thing about being equal and fair. Everybody's going to get a fair shot. It can't be equal. There's only so many reps that can go around, but you're going to get a fair shot to show what you can do. You got to make the most of it. And if you don't come crying. Don't come crying back about this and this ain't fair. No, it's fair. You just didn't make use of your opportunity. So, we're getting to the point where the second scrimmage really, it gave everybody an opportunity to say, this is your audition. This is you showing us what if you're going to be on that bus or not. And again, there's some guys on there who took advantage of that and played their tail off. And then there's some guys on there that people are counting on. People are counting on to be good, and they just didn't show up like they were supposed to.
Who has, I don't want to playing well, who's earned trust that you know they're going to play the right way and attempt to play the right way?
Yeah. I think up front, the twins. I think those guys play their butts off, and they're very disruptive, and they play football the right way. And again, they're freshmen, right? So do they do things right all the time? No. But do they play their butt off, and are they physical as all hell? 100%. So you know what? I'll live with that. Tonight we'll live with that. I'll live with that. I like what the twins are doing. D-Jack is getting comfortable with the role he's playing up in there, and it's fun to watch him take off and him start to get really good. Trying to think up front wise. Jaden had a good week last week. I thought this week was okay. You can tell. With a guy like Jaden, I want to get mad at him because I expect even more building off the last scrimmage, but I forgot this is the first time he's played. This is the longest he's played. You know what I mean? So, You know, I see him out there, and I see him just getting back into shape, and he's still doing the same things at a high level. James is always, you know, playing his butt off. I think James has really, really improved from in the run game part, you know, using his length in his hands and all that stuff. He's done a nice job. The linebackers, I really like what all those linebackers are doing. I think JP has done a really, really nice job of bringing them and keeping them together and really teaching them and giving them confidence to go play, right? That's the mark of a really good coach is when his guys play really, really confident. And I think those guys collectively, I mean, Elijah, I mean, he almost had a pick. I thought Steph played well. I mean, OG and Juice are playing at a high level. They're really disruptive in there in what they're doing, getting off of blocks and running, setting the tone. You know, Blake is starting to catch on with all those things. So again, I like what the linebacker group is doing. And then DBs wise, I thought Earl shows up. Earl's starting to feel what he can and can't do back there. It's a great battle with AB and KJ, you know, and those guys moving around and learning what to do and trusting their stuff. Duty, I know Coach said this, but Duty, he is a completely different player from the spring. And, you know, you want to say it's just on the grass, but really it's all around. You know, I think that he's maturing. His process is maturing, so he is starting to put himself in position to do good things, both on and off the grass, you know, and it's fun, man. That's why you coach. You see he gets it. He's starting to get it, you know. So I thought Duty did a really nice job. Trying to think of who else back there. You know, another guy I haven't mentioned is Gavin Holmes. You know, he's making plays, running around there. It's fun to watch him do that. You know, find kind of a home and just run around. And I'm sure I'm missing a couple. Oh, Jerry. I mean, you know, coach said that he did what he did at a great pick. I mean, the guy's in a lot of spots. You know, usually when Jerry gets beat, it's just because the ball beats him. It ain't because he don't know what to do and he don't know how to do it. But he made a couple really, really nice plays. So there's a lot of guys who are putting themselves in position and starting to kind of take off and be the guys. But you know, you're looking at the whole picture in terms of like we need everybody on that damn bus. You know, we need everybody to do the things we want to do. It's gonna be a long season. You know what I mean? And so you kind of get disappointed with the guys who you feel should be better and are not taking that extra step. You know.
With Jason Jenkins just getting some live action after the injury, how did you feel he did, and where is he at? Just
Yeah, great. You know, again, that's another guy. You know, he put himself in position to come back this fast, and he's taking live reps. You know, it was very, very limited number of live reps, but you can see, you know, just knocking the rust off and all that stuff. And the more reps he gets, the more comfortable he's going to be. But I mean, again, he's twitchy, he's explosive, he's really, really disruptive in there. Had a really good scrimmage. So.
The way your defense is constructed and the way as aggressive as it is, how critical is it to convert on these opportunities? Because Coach Norvell's been talking about the opportunities for interceptions. You mentioned some near interceptions, but how critical is it to cash in on those?
Yeah, I mean, that's the greatest thing we can do as a defense for this football program is take the ball away. You know, that's the greatest thing we can do. And if you don't take it away in practice, you're not going to take it away in a game, right? So we've had chances to. I mean, again, we probably dropped another 2 or 3 picks. You know what I mean? And we're just not catching the ball. Basically, we're just not catching the ball. So, you know, we're going to have to improve that process there, whether it's to throw more balls at them, to get them on the jugs, you know, whatever it is we got to do. But you know, that's the greatest thing we can do for this program is take the ball away. And we're getting in spots where we can. And again, like last night, I mean, it was an unbelievable pick by Jerry, and you know, takes it to the house, and it's like, imagine that you do that 2 or 3 times a game, and it's gonna be hard to lose football games like that, you know. So just got to continue to stress that.
Coach, you mentioned Daryl Jackson earlier. Is it more of you see him doing what he's supposed to do, or is there like a time where he looked like he was the best player? You haven't seen that yet. Have you seen him doing that yet?
Oh yeah, I've seen him do stuff like that. Like he's especially, you know, again, I love the cross training. I love guys just understanding football, right? You put them in different spots and they just get a better awareness of what's going on around them. And so T. Knight's been moving D-Jack around a lot of places. So, you know, he's been at end, he's been at nose, he's been at the 3, he's been everywhere, 4-eye, he's been everywhere. And so you can see him like starting to move around. Now, the first time I've ever seen him take snaps at a different position where he was moving around, you know, and great, you know, that's part of the process. You know, he's starting to get more comfortable and using his athletic ability in different spots. So it's fun to watch with guys like that. You know, again, he's put in his time, and it's his year, right? It's his year. So for him to feel that confidence and to gain that confidence as we continue on the next couple of weeks, it'll be crucial.
Kirk, you mentioned a bunch of freshmen in talking about the guys who kind of showed it and been proving it to you.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to freshmen showing they're ready for game action, is that case-by-case basis? There's certain criteria you want to see from them? How do you
No, the criteria is the tape. I mean, when you put on the tape, guys show up. And like, I mean, for instance, like Duty had a great play where it's a pass underneath and he's getting blocked. He throws the guy who's blocking him off of him, and the ball carrier's running out in an open field, and he meets him for a very minimal gain, and he knocks him backwards. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, that didn't, you don't see that like that, but he did it. You know, it shows up. The Twins being so disruptive, when you put on the tape, you watch them, and they are around the ball all the time. You know, there's how explosive they are, physical they are. You know, another guy, again, going back with JP with the linebacker group, Ethan Pritchard. I mean, he's showing out and doing some nice stuff, you know, and now it's up and down, but he's showing his athletic ability and that he's going to be a really good linebacker here in the future, you know. So there's a lot of guys. I mean, I'll say this, Juju, you know, he's starting to lose weight, starting to gain confidence with his legs and stuff like that. I mean, he's another guy who's showing up like crazy, you know what I mean? So it's fun to watch the young bucks. But you just watch the tape. I mean, that's the ultimate telltale, right, is you turn on the tape and you watch who performs, and usually that they perform under the lights, they're going to perform under the lights. So,
I know you want your side ball to win and you want your D-line to dominate, but what have you seen from the offensive line when you're watching them compete with you guys?
yeah, I mean, it's iron sharpens iron. That's a good group. I mean, that's a good group. And Coach Han and Coach Malzahn, for the things that they're doing with those guys, man, they're tough. You know, they're tough to defend. But you see them, you know, I always sit down and I watch them in the hallways, and you can see them hanging out with each other and talking and eating with each other and those kind of things. So, you know, I'm sure the chemistry of that group is continuing to grow, you know, like all guys who are coming in here, you know, for the first time or whatnot, and like they're all together, they're all healthy, and they're all running around together, and they're a good group.
With Kevin Wynn, what is it about his skill set that's giving him the shot to play,
Yeah.
especially so close?
Yeah, he's powerful. I mean, he's very powerful. And there are some guys in football that just see the ball. You know what I mean? Like, you can teach anybody to do a drill, you know, hit a bag, all this kind of stuff. But there's a difference when they can hit a bag, they can extend, they can peek, and they can see the ball and have a feel for where the ball is going to go. He's got that feel in there for where the ball is going to go. And again, as he gains confidence, as he gets his weight in shape, as he continues to slim down and get stronger and continues to know the defense, he does that naturally. His instincts are what finds the ball. Now you're getting him in a position to where he can find the ball. You know, it's going to be a really cool thing to do and see from him. So just happy that he's starting to come on and feel it and gain confidence making plays in there. So.
Which I think last night might be the first time you guys got real work inside the dope.
Yeah.
Just talk about the process of your players. How was the process like for you and your assistant coaches? How did you like that?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we were much more efficient on the sideline. You know, we were jumping in and out of groups and all that kind of stuff. We had a couple of things we had to clean up. It's funny how Coach brought in, you know, the officials to go over the new rules and all that kind of stuff. So we had, you know, some things on some injuries and some procedural stuff that way. But in terms of the penalties coming off, the communication on the sideline, I thought all those things were much better than the first one, more efficient. And so we got to just continue to clean up that process as well. So.
Anything else for Coach? All good?
Thanks, guys.